Jumdesua and hello, Burr. My name is Ilakna from Cambodia. My beauty with a purpose called Little Heart, Bright of Future. Sometimes life doesn't begin gently. I growing up watching my parents, separation, and even as a child. I understood that life would be different for me. I also saw the pork rice and barbecue on the street with my single mother. I was, I was trying to survive. I also saw the children in my country who had even less, like the abandoned, hurt children from abuse and those with disability. And I also asking myself, is no one come for them who will? That question never left my heart. So I thought that Little Heart Bright of Future offering school, mentoring, and mental health support for children who need it the most. Now I also got for a bullying. I cannot speak English and my beauty and my skin. But I choose to keep moving forward with hard work and gratitude. Standing here today, I have been strong and fighting for this. I want to tell everyone that now I can do it, and I know everyone can do it also. Please believe in yourself, just like I do. Thank you.
Kia orana and Sing Chao. My name is Tiari, just like a flower in my homeland, Henry Anguna, and I am proudly representing my beautiful nation of the Cook Islands. My Beauty with a Purpose project is called the Eikatsu Project, and in English, it translates to flower crown. As many of us have said here earlier, I too have lost my father. About 2 years ago, my family of 3 decided to travel overseas to New Zealand to receive better medical care for my father's heart condition. But because of this move, my father was unhappy. He wanted to be back home in our little paradise. He wanted to be home in his culture, his roots, his family and his friends. But because of this, we made another risky decision to move back home, to move back to the Cook Islands, where then my father passed away knowing he was back home, surrounded by his people and his culture. My father always believed in me. He always saw strength in me that I never could see in myself. He believed in me. But it also helped me recognize how many other young women simply needed someone else to help them understand who they are and where they belong to, and how to see that they must be grounded in their culture and their identity. And that's where the Eikatsu Project came to life. A big challenge that we face in the Cook Islands today is depopulation. About 85% of Cook Islanders now live abroad. This is due to better medical care, better education, and better opportunity. However, this is placing our culture and traditions and our future at risk. Know your roots, know your culture, and be proud of who you are. It's a sense of belonging. Wear your flower crown with might and justice. Be beautiful, be kind, and be proud. Kia orana e kia manuia, Sing Chao, and thank you.
Namaste world. I'm Nikita Purval from India, an actor, a playwright, and an advocate for the tribal welfare of women and children. We all have our water bottles right in front of us. We can touch it, we can see through it, we can drink it. And we simply move on without thinking where the water has come from, if it is safe or not, because it's simply there. But that there is not everyone's reality. This hidden beauty carried a very uncomfortable truth. that the communities which have been holding our forests from so long, which have been protecting our rivers, our land, are the very communities that are drifted apart from the basic necessities, from the basic access of life. So I did not want to assume, I want to listen to them. But that took me quite a long, and when they finally opened up to me, the mothers began talking about their pregnancies, their hunger, and the nutrition. The girls who were once hesitant around me started opening about me their periods. And the children who once looked at me from afar trusted with the food that I placed in their hands. And it's these stories then that changed my life and began my purpose, Mati. Mati in Hindi means soil. May no child has a ground that he cannot stand on. May he has enough sky to dream. May no girl be put into the shackles of marriage before she enjoys her childhood and her girlhood. And may water be ordinary and hunger becomes a memory. May we dream high, and may the tribal communities, which are our roots, the very existence, the very roots of our existence, soar high, and we can just dream of a better and a bigger tomorrow. Thank you so much.
Xin chào world. Good morning, distinguished judges. I now humbly ask each and every one of you to close your eyes for 10 seconds. It's 10 seconds. What you probably see right now is complete and utter darkness, pitch black. Please open your eyes now. For us, it is merely a thought experiment. But for the people in Leyte Palolo in Indonesia, that is what nighttime looks like. It is their whole life. Before I jump into that, I would like to say that, Xin chào, my name is Audrey Bianca, and I represent Indonesia. What I remember the most is that when night falls, these children kept on studying in the dark, only using a flicker of an oil lamp, which leads me to the 3 pillars of my beauty with a purpose. Firstly, we decided to build a multifunction hall that serves as the center of electricity, and children can study and people can gather. Secondly, we installed 8 solar panels and system and a battery, and we taught the villagers how to manage it. And lastly, we installed 1 solar lamp for each home, so villagers can keep on doing their activities at night. It was a privilege for me to see the fighting spirit of the people. It was a privilege for me to see their faces and reaction when we turned on the lights for the very first time. They were crying, they were jumping up and down, and they were thanking me. It was over something that we deem so simple, a light. But it is life-changing for some, because no child or anyone deserves to get their dreams taken away by darkness or a lack of light. I am Audrey Bianca, and I am sharing the light given to me from Indonesia to the world. Thank you. Terima kasih.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, honorable judges, fellow contestants, and the member of Missworld family. My name is Mongkutpet Hansna, proudly represent my beloved country, Laos. Do you think that we have to be the best to make a difference? Honestly, I am not. I'm not the most talented in the room. I'm not a person who always wins. And I still keep learning in every day. But I have learned one important thing, is that we don't have to be extraordinary to sing life. I am a filmmaker from Laos. Well, when I start, all I have is a camera, a story, and a listen to care. And one day, my camera took me to a small community called Kasang in the southern of Laos. There, I met a woman who were keeping traditional weaving alive. Back then, fewer than 10 families were practicing this traditional craft, and I don't have money or power to change their life. But all I have is a camera. I start to share their life, to film their story, and to help people to read more the story, the value of their traditional and craft and the culture of them. And that's how my journey as filmmaking began. Now, the community has grown from 10 weaving family to around 700 family. That we don't have to wait until we have everything to help someone. We can start with what we already have, and that become the foundation of my Beauty with a Purpose project, Voice of Hope. For me, Voice of Hope is about helping people to be seen, heard, and valued by filming documentary. Because we don't have to change the whole world. One small act of kindness can give someone hope. One story can inspire one another.
Xin chào. A very good morning to Mrs. Julia Morley, all the committee members of Missworld organization. But now imagine one of the chapter made you to tear one of the chapter in your book. And that was losing my mother at the age of 14. Imagine going through a fatal accident because she was on her way to attend a cousin sister funeral of mine that was stabbed 21 times. In that very moment, 2 losses was owned. I met my stepmother who was traveling states hours just to take care of me. And I saw how much the light that she uplifted me, not because she chose to, because she wanted to. And I felt like that's the very moment I saw the inspiration behind how Beauty with a Purpose was formed. And in 2022, I told her I wanted to be an educator that doesn't only focus on academic skills, but a teacher who knows how to uplift every single individual based on how she communicates and how much more she can. And that very moment, Be the Change Malaysia was formed. I have launched my own society in Malaysia, registered under the registration of society, called Pertubuhan Suara Perubahan Insan Murni at a very young age. And it gave me a moment and opportunity to expand this even further. And one of it is to do the first ever school and hospital for the Orang Asli children, which is the indigenous children in Malaysia. Across all these years since 2022, we have impacted 8,000 children and we have raised 60,000 ringgit. And I want to leave a message by saying that it's not about how much we can change the world, but how much you can be the change. Jangan tunggu dunia berubah, jadilah perubahan. 如果我们可以真到实在的改变，我们可以等到我们自己的房。மாற்றங்கள் உருவாகும் நம்ம உன்னியத வாழ்கிறங்கள். And that's the very essence of how a Missworld should be. Thank you.
Mingla Washim. Good day, distinguished judges, my dear sisters, and hello world. I'm very honored to stand in front of you all, representing my beautiful nation called Myanmar, and sharing my voice, my purpose, and my journey with you all. My name is Han Ting Ting Ao, proudly representing Myanmar. Ladies and gentlemen, earthquake give no warning. They arrive without permission. In March 2025, at 10 minutes to 1 at the afternoon, there is a huge earthquake in Myanmar, magnitude 7.7. More than 3,500 people could not survive at that afternoon. I'm not at the epicenter at the time, but even though I'm not in the epicenter, I feel the ground shaking, fear, and loss. And there's one image that I couldn't forget, is that a woman holding a child, crying in front of the damaged building, and the face of the people who lose hope for their life. At the time, there is one question I hold in my mind, is that why? Why so few people only know what to do during the earthquake? So at the time, I think that empathy without the action is just simply sympathy. So I choose to act. I started my Beauty with a Purpose project called Empowering Life and Protecting Tomorrows. For my project, I share the disaster preparedness knowledge and the practical knowledge about the disaster. Not only what to do during the earthquake, but also how to prepare for and how to recover from the disasters. We have distributed worm educational template around 1,000 households. And I will leave one message that I truly believe is that knowledge prepares us, unity strengthens us, and resilience rebuilds us. Thank you.
Namaste Nepal, Xin Chào Vietnam, and hello world. I am Luna Lutel, and my story began in Nepal, where I once scored 9 out of 100 in mathematics, and I was told that I'd never amount to much. While others measured me by my number, my parents measured me by my potential. At 17, I left Nepal for Australia. I worked at a chicken processing factory despite being a vegetarian, cleaned toilets, did dishes that was almost as big as me while navigating my studies. Today, I am a clinical nurse specialist, a master of public health student, and a founder of my Beauty with a Purpose project, The Allure. When I first envisioned my Beauty with a Purpose project, I promised myself I'd listen before acting. In collaboration with Ansel, we inaugurated a telemedicine kit worth $80,000, which connects over 4,000 patients based in Followas to the specialists in Kathmandu, because I believe that healthcare should never depend on the postcode you live in or the place you are born, but should rather be accessible and universal to all. We established a library, installed 18 computers and a smart board so that each child can not just explore or go within their classroom, but can go beyond and explore the world as well. One thing I learned through my Beauty with a Purpose is that the lasting impact can only be created when you listen. When you listen, when you serve with purpose, and when you create opportunity, not just to shine the light in their life, but to help them discover the light that they have within themselves. This is my Beauty with a Purpose project initiated by Missworld. Thank you so much. Dhanyavad.
Mabuhay and Xin Chào. Buk lang cha tatka. I hope that means, and I did not mispronounce it, blessings to all. I am Ashiro Simpson, Miss World Philippines 2026. Growing up, I was homeschooled, which meant I often felt lonely or isolated. But thankfully, my dad taught me how to dance, and it became an outlet of creativity and passion and allowed me to connect with people. That is why I created SEED, a sports and dance initiative that advocates for the physical, mental, and emotional health of today's youth. According to UNICEF, 1 in 7 children worldwide experience mental health issues. Sports and dance are both universal languages. They speak without using words, but they are both powerful mediums in which anyone can use and will leave lasting positive impact on your overall well-being. I have created a mental health curriculum in hopes of making a deal with the Philippine Department of Education, and I have given scholarships from my own winnings that will fund a child's dream to dance or provide equipment for schools. Throughout the years, I've been able to reach over 10,000 students worldwide, because legacies are not built in only great leaps, but in quiet choices to rise. One moment and one choice to bring light into the world. Maraming salamat. Thank you all.
My dear Julia Morley, honorable judges, my sisters, ladies and gentlemen, Ayubovan Vanakkam, I am Pratibha Lenarachi. It's an absolute honor to be here as Miss World Sri Lanka. Growing up in a humble home, a family of 7 members, my journey was not a flower road. From early days, I saw my mother stitch, my grandmother weave. Both were extraordinarily gifted traditional craft women. But I still remember the exhaustion of my mother's face, knowing that despite all her art and hours of labor, it is not guarantee our next meal. As a child, I watched the creative soul slowly fade away from their lives. When education eventually gave me the opportunity, but the woman before me didn't have it, I always questioned myself. What about the millions of women who are talented, who are with precious craft knowledge, remain unseen? And that is why I founded Hoop the Label. Through Hoop, we combine traditional heritage craft with technical design and transform generations of skill into sustainable livelihoods and modern market opportunities for underprivileged and underrepresented craft women in Sri Lanka. Partnered with industry experts, we could empower over 100 Russian reed, handloom, clay, and weaving families to transform their lives, their craftsmanship into value-added products, and connecting them directly with buyers through Hoop the Labor and helping them increase their income by 15%. And today, I leave with you one gentle reminder. When you uplift woman's hand, you do not uplift her only. You uplift an entire community with her. Thank you, Teruan Saranai.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, my sister, my family. Before going to my story, I would like you to imagine that what if suddenly, if you had no nationality, no citizenship, and identify as a person from nowhere? How would your life different? That was my life. My name's Kantira, representing from Thailand. I was born in the forest in Chiang Rai, the northernmost province of Thailand. My mom gave a birth to me by herself, and she cut my umbilical cord by her own hands. I grew up in the Thai ethnic family, surrounded by love. But one thing that I didn't have, it is birth certificate. So I was born stateless. I dreamed of becoming to be a doctor. I did everything. I tried my best. I worked hard, studied hard to preparing myself to be a doctor. But when I look at the requirements, the one conditions that I couldn't change for my life, it is you have to be Thai citizen. And from my own story, I know that stateless issue is not only exist in Thailand. It is a global issue. There are 10 million around the world are stateless. So that's why I initiated my project, Dare Your Dream, for supporting and give the opportunity for them. The first thing that we do for them, we raise funds to give the scholarship for stateless children who want to continue higher education. And the second, we give the encouragement, we give them help, we give the recommendation, we help them to plan what their life and what their future. And that's why today I'm standing here, because I would love to show you that even though we have no nationality, it doesn't mean we have no potential. And for you, my love, my family, dare your dream, students, sisters, and brothers. Now, I can be your voice to tell our story, tell our dream, tell our life to the world. Thank you.
Distinguished judges, organizers, global delegates, and to all citizens of our shared planet. We are losing. We are losing 1 million species to the brink of extinction. Atmospheric CO2 has reached level unseen in 3 million years. On low-lying Pacific islands, families are watching their ancestral lands be swallowed by the rising seas. With Tuvalu facing total submersion within 50 years. In my homeland, the Mekong Delta, Riverbanks are collapsing. Rice paddies, the livelihoods of our people, are destroyed by human-induced climate impacts. We are losing time. We are losing life. Worst of all, we are losing the future of our next generation. That is why I established Gen Zero after incubating for 6 years to transform youth potential into systemic action. Our Vietnam Youth Climate Empowerment Pathway has reached over 2 million minds. We equip 15,000 young leaders with the knowledge of climate negotiations and elevated youth delegates directly into global decision-making spaces. The United Nations Conference of Parties, COP29 and 30. Our goal is to give young people the tools to institutionalize their voices, their innovation, and their devotion into systemic policies that will last decades to come. My name is Lê Nguyễn Bảo Ngọc, a delegate of our shared world. This is my purpose.